Hello and welcome to the September 15th edition of Speedway Digest Thursday Night Thunder, the most hardcore motorsports program on the internet. This is episode 245 of the series. I'm your host, Adam Jason Sinclair, and on tonight's program, we'll be talking about the SRO, NASCAR, and whatever other motorsports news pops into the conversation. Tonight, we continue our preview of the penultimate round of the hotly contested Fanatic GT World Challenge America powered by AWS Series as it makes its annual trip to Sebring Raceway on September 23rd through the 25th. Should be a great race there. My father and I are planning on heading out there for the event on Friday anyway, so it should be kind of cool to see those cars. We went there last year. It was really cool to see them. And I know they didn't have a huge crowd there last year, but hopefully this year it's a little bit bigger because last year it was just really, really bad. But especially considering they have so many amazing cars there and so many great classes. So it's kind of cool. We'll see how it goes. Our guest tonight is Kevin Boehm. Kevin is the TC points leader in his CrowdStrike Racing Skip Barber Honda. I'll be asking him some technical questions since his racing career started on the Formula SA team, and he's currently involved in the development of the Honda TC and TCA cars. Kind of cool his racing experience, and we're going to be interested in seeing a little bit more about him, learn a little bit more about him tonight as you are, and hopefully we get to meet him in a few weeks. He should be tuning in momentarily. I did send him all the connection information, so it should be a relatively easy thing for him to connect to it. We have a lot of great people we're going to be talking to in the next few weeks, so it should be pretty cool. Looks like Kevin is now in the live studio, and we are connected. So hello, how you doing tonight, Kevin? Can you hear me, sir? Hello, how are you doing this evening?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for coming on. It's good to hear from you, and I'm happy you were able to come on the show tonight. First off, you give us a little bit of an idea how you got started in racing.
Sure. Yeah, I've always been a car guy. My family's always been interested in cars. My dad did a lot of drag racing, and I kind of watched him doing it as I was a kid, and just kind of caught a bug. And then there was this really unique moment in existence, and that kind of got me really got this idea of engineering path of learning how cars were made through Greek, and I learned to be in engineering at the same time that I was learning to drive cars on tracks through track days, and it was really just a progressive step-by-step kind of process from there to get better on track and eventually start racing cars.
With the Sebring race coming up next weekend now, what's your favorite thing about the storage circuit?
Well, I mean, there's not tracks in the U.S. that have such a history in Sebring. It's been around for such a long time, and all some of the great drivers that are still talked about today have raced there and won there. When you go, you just feel that history. There's just it's not an easy track to do fast. It's not so complicated from a standpoint, but it's really bumpy. It's hard on the driver, so kind of being track there is just a real challenge. That's what makes it so fun.
Growing up, who was your racing idol?
It's kind of funny. I really loved looking at Porsches when I was growing up, and my racing idol was actually an engineer, which I think is somewhat uncommon, but maybe look for my background. We've got his name was Norbert. He was responsible for almost all of the original wins, the overall wins that they had, and
Can you tell us a little bit more about the SRO series, specifically the development of the Honda TA and TC cars, which I know you've been directly involved in?
Yeah, SRO basically of touring cars take cars that are eligible for racing amateur level and SCCA and use the in really professional series such as SRO, and that's the TCA Civic SI and the TC Civic Type R. I'm really fortunate to have been involved in those cars in many different ways, and it really comes down to at the time when those cars were being developed, I was kind of in parallel working on my own similar race car for club racing, and that kind of forced many situations where HPD was responsible for those cars, and myself were trying to solve similar problems, and we ended up collaborating on multiple occasions, and a lot of those solutions to problems that were needed in both the Civic Si TCA car and the Civic Type R TC car, and I've been fortunate enough to race both of those cars in the SRO series and experience how well-rounded of a product HPD was able to put out for kind of your everyday to be able to take a step from club racing direct into one of the most competitive touring car series in the nation.
What's your favorite racing memory?
When I was still doing club racing and amateur racing, focused on club car touring cars, had kind of a national that had a lot of kind of history as well, and there's a real good chance a national championship, which is kind of a one race championship that they have at the end of every season. In 2015, third time I think competing in that championship, and that was the first time to win the championship, and it was I was able to make the last lap coming out to the bus stop at the end.
I know that some of your experience recently has been Hondas, especially recently, and you have some other experience in Porsches and that sort of thing. But what racing machine would be your dream ride?
I've spent over 10 years on working. Primarily, that's been I think the thing that really got me in racing in general was endurance GT. That's where I won so many championship. Right now, especially some of the GT2 series competitive, they're all very so I would have a lot of trouble trying. Accurate in a GT2 would be a pretty pinnacle car to one day, but yeah, it's hard to say.
What's your ultimate racing goal?
Well, that really question because kind of be successful my way into the world famous endurance races. There's so many great ones in the U.S., but ultimately I'd really like to
How did you first get involved with CrowdStrike racing?
Well, it's really a Cinderella story in a lot of ways. I was in 2019. I was basically starting to try to figure out a way to make it into and give it a go in SRO in their TC America series. And um, over my years of racing in NTCA, I've made a lot of friends, made a lot of contacts, and once some of those contacts kind of found out that I was trying to take the next step in my racing career, um, they started connecting me with more people and more people, and eventually, um, multiple people at once kind of pointed me in the direction of CJ Moses and Bob Page, who are heavily involved in CrowdStrike and AWS. And um, I unknowingly set up a meeting with each of them separately, but ultimately at a racetrack, met them at the same time and was quite confused for a good 15 minutes of that meeting until I realized that it was not a fluke that they were sitting together. And um, in the end, what they were already considering doing in 2020 was pretty complementary to what I was trying to do in 2020, and it just ultimately made sense for us to work together and combine our experiences and knowledge to try to be successful together. And it's been such a great partnership with CrowdStrike and AWS ever since, and we've experienced a lot of success together, and we hope to do that together for quite some time.
A couple of years ago, Colin Braun was one of the guys who was considered the next big thing in motorsports. It didn't quite go the way he had planned, I know, but what's it like to have him as a teammate at CrowdStrike?
Oh, well, I mean, I think he's still one of the best American drivers out there by a long shot, and it's such a privilege to be able to kind of watch him work and be somewhat close to him when we're at the track. Of course, we're always busy at different times because we're on track when they're not on track, and vice versa. But um, it's really interesting to watch how easy he makes it look. He's always fast at every track he goes, and he's so detail oriented, and he does an amazing job no matter what car he's behind. And I think the thing that's most amazing to me is how easy he makes it look. And it's pretty interesting because his dad is also an incredible engineer who's been
Mhm.
involved with their racing quite a bit as well. So I've got to have some exposure to one of the best drivers and one of the best race engineers in the U.S. At the same time, and it's just a coincidence that they're related. So Holland and Jeff Brown are incredible role models for me to have as like a reference as I go through my journey here.
Awesome. With the movement towards electric power vehicles gaining momentum all the time now, can auto racing survive in this country as it is currently? Will it? I know it'll have to adapt, but what do you think it'll look like in the future?
Yeah, I mean the race cars of today are already vastly different to what they were 20 years ago. So as you mentioned, in general, racing always has some amount of evolution, and I think the coming of electric and hybrid cars are definitely going to accelerate that a little bit. But I personally have a hunch that um, your internal combustion engine is not going to go away. At least in the motorsports world, I think there's going to be some level of it'll remain kind of as a exhibition type of thing. But typically, for motorsports to work, you have to have some manufacturer interest, and manufacturers are only interest if the racing helps them sell their cars. So I think eventually that's going to drive some of the racing to go towards electric, and it'll be just interesting to see what it takes as a series and a promoter standpoint to kind of make that entertaining for the fans and still really competitive on track. We're in a really neat time to kind of be in the beginning of when that
I agree. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it in the future. If my listeners are interested in more information about you and your team, where would they go?
The best place is to go to kevinboehm.com. We have all of our social media handle is there on the home page. We also have a blog that we kind of keep up to date on what our next big thing is and kind of where we're at throughout the season. That's probably the best way.
Cool. And like I said in the introduction, my father and I will be around the track there next Friday, so hopefully we have a chance to say hello and see how your team's doing. Hopefully it's a great weekend next weekend.
Awesome. Yeah, I look forward to meeting you.
Thank you very much for coming on the show, and have a great night.
You too. Thanks again.
Once again, that was Kevin Boehm, who's racing in the TC Series. He's the points leader in the CrowdStrike Racing Skip Barber Honda. He'll be racing next weekend in Sebring. It'll be cool to see him there, and hopefully he has a really good weekend. We're pleased to say the next few weeks are going to be filled with even better drivers than we've had on here recently. It's always good when the show has a lot of people slated, and we've got some great things coming to the program shortly. Next week, September 22nd, we're going to welcome Dalton Callett, IndyCar number 4 driver and member of the famed AJ Foyt racing team. Dalton is a STEM education ambassador and uses his platform to inspire the next generation of students to pursue STEM careers. We're happy to welcome Jason Pribble Autosports back to the show on September 29th to talk about his interesting 2022 season. We also have our first guest for October, when Dean Papadias of Main Event Entertainment will be telling us more about his history with the NHRA. That'll be on October 6th. We're also hoping to chat with a few other great drivers in the SRO Series, as well as some cool NASCAR personalities in the coming weeks. Heck, we might even try and bring Tim Despain on for the pit stop with Tim Despain, who has some interest in coming on the program. He mentioned he might be able to come on tonight, but I just don't think it's going to work out this evening. I've got some bugs here that I want to work out in the studio, and our connection isn't quite as wonderful as I was hoping, but it's okay. We're going to go ahead and publish this episode this evening, hopefully. Might end up publishing it tomorrow, but it will be available with all the other episodes on speedwaydigest.podbean.com. As I'm on the topic of future guests, our October schedule is really up in the air. We're going to be heading west to Sin City for a week of hopefully winning. That'll be our big thing next month. We also have some community work to take care of, as I am an officer on our HOA board. So that'll be interesting to see how that goes. We had a really big thing happening on October 1st, and there's some other interesting stuff I'm working on with the community, hopefully trying to make it a better place to live. I think it's coming along. As well as some Halloween events and adventures on tap, which will be covered on my blog, Warplum's Fantastic Finds. Hopefully you've tuned into that. I've had some great stuff about Halloween on there recently. Some cool interviews with people from Fright Nights, as well as some profiles of people from the West Coast, from Brenna Park, California, from Not Scary Farm. So that was kind of interesting to get to share information about those guys. I'm looking forward to some great stuff next month with Halloween and with adventure and travel. So it should be fun. But as I stated, I don't think we're going to be having as many shows next month as we're definitely having this month. We're going to have one show every week this month, and of course the October 6th show. After that, unfortunately, let me check my schedule really quick here. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be busy for all of October. We'll have the show on the 6th, but on the 13th, we've got an event here at our management company. On the 20th, I'm going to be out of state, be in Las Vegas. On the 27th, we also have an HOA type thing. So I believe the only show next month will be on October 6th. But I'm going to try and schedule some great people for November. And as you know, the year is wrapping up rather quickly. The end is in sight, which is kind of scary. And we're going to go ahead and have some great guys in November as well, and girls, hopefully. And it'll be neat to see how that goes. I am really looking forward to the race there next Friday at Sebring. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it as well. As I stated, it was a great time last year, but there weren't very many people there. So hopefully we've got more people coming in on the program next week. They're going to be around, and we can talk a little bit about the SRO race next week. And we're going to be talking a little bit about IndyCar as well. The IndyCar Series did just wrap up this past weekend. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. IndyCar isn't going to have a lot of changes in the offseason. They're going to have a couple changes in the driver's seats, but mostly the guys are staying the same. As you know, most of the Kyle Busch thing with Kyle Busch moving to RCR opens him up for a chance at a IndyCar seat next year, possibly just the Indy 500. I know he's looking, but there's always a possibility of him being in other races as well. So that'll be cool. But we'll see, and could be a really good year next year as well. That said, are you a race car driver, crew chief, pit member, track owner? Maybe you're just a huge fan of the sport. Contact us to get your spot on the show. After all, you deserve your 50 minutes of fame, and we'd love to hear from you. Our second guest this evening, hopefully, is Derek Griffith. I know he was connected a few moments ago, but he did drop off my radar here. He's no longer in the studio. So we'll see if he comes back. Hopefully he does. I did send him the script. He knows what time it was scheduled for. He might have just been trying to get in here a little bit early. Sometimes our show does go a little bit faster. Derek Griffith is aware of that. He's been on the show before. He competes in the number 26 Toyota GR Supra in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. When he's not racing, Derek runs Northeast Auto Imports, New England's premier importer of Japanese domestic market vehicles, where Spot On provides Derek with a fully integrated retail business solution designed to help him track customer data, set up appointments for test drives and vehicle service, handle customer marketing and review management, and accept all types of payment. While racing, Derek uses his Spot On dashboard to keep his business running in between races. Spot On is also the sponsor of him there in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. As I say, we're hoping to welcome Derek to the program in a couple of moments. Hopefully he's standing by. And let me go ahead and check something really quick and see if we can figure it out. One moment, please. Push a few buttons here. Making sure we can connect. Talking a little bit about the electric vehicles, as most of you know, I've been in the market for a new vehicle recently. I'm looking for a Ford Maverick, and I was scheduled to order one today. As some of you probably know, the Ford Mavericks are one of the most popular vehicles in the world, definitely one of the most popular pickup trucks in this country, and they had an ordering issue last year that made some of the stuff last. Some of the orders take nearly a year to get fulfilled. Hopefully, the 2023 model year is better, although it's not getting off to a good start. I don't know how much this has been covered by the media yet, but let me go ahead and tell you what I know. Today was supposed to be the first day of the ordering banks opening up for the 2023 Ford Maverick, where you can order your own Maverick as you want it, specified to your own specifications, all sorts of bells and whistles you want on the car, on the truck. So I was all set to do that. I had the order form filled out. The dealer had a copy of it, and everything was all set for today. I was on call pretty much all day. About 2 o'clock, I found out that the ordering bank was supposed to open about 4:30 p.m. Eastern time today. So I was set for that. It would have been neat. Unfortunately, after 7 minutes past 4:30 p.m., so 4:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the ordering bank shut down as the servers were overloaded, which isn't really a good sign for people waiting to order, but hopefully everything's fixed by tomorrow morning and it will go smoothly tomorrow. But it also states that that Ford still has a pretty good deal of people who are interested in ordering a 2023 Ford Maverick, and I am one of those people. I have talked a little bit about that on this program. I've talked a little bit about that on my blog, both SpeedwayDigest.com as well as a little bit on my personal blog on For Homes Fantastic Finds, giving information about the future and those sort of hybrid things and all that. But I have my fingers crossed, and I will let you know on this program and on other avenues as well what I can find out, how long it's going to take to get that done. I'm hoping that the truck will arrive before the end of the year. This is my first pickup truck, so excuse me when I call it a car a few more times. But I'm hoping it will arrive before the end of the year, but I will let you know. So knock on wood as much as I can here. We're standing by to get a new truck soon. Looks like Derek Griffith is online, and we'd like to welcome him to the program. How are you doing tonight?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Pretty good. Thank you very much for coming on, and thanks for coming back. I know I had you on briefly last year, so it's pretty cool to talk to you again. First off, we'd like to welcome you back to the program and remind us again how you got your start in racing, if you could.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And it all started when I was just a baby, and My father used to race at Hudson Speedway up the road from us, so that's where it all started. Watched him from a very young age, just run kind of bomber cars and have fun. When I was 12 years old, started racing there in the kids division, and that's where it all took off.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your work with Spot On, both on and off the track?
Yep, yeah, Spot On's been a fantastic partner of mine over the last few years. Someone who I got signed up with well before they were sponsoring the race cars as well. So, pretty cool story. I got a small business here in Hudson, New Hampshire, and they not only were saving me money with processing, they also were making my life a lot easier with a lot of their very all the technical information and like tracking that they have is very helpful when I'm away from home, and have all that information right at your fingertips is pretty amazing. So it's something that we've benefited really well signing up with them originally, and also feel like they get a lot more exposure signing up with us to be a sponsor. So pretty cool relationship, no doubt.
Growing up, who was your racing idol?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'd say probably Dale Jarrett. I'd say Dale Jarrett.
Cool. How do you feel about the 2023 NASCAR Xfinity schedule? Are there any surprises on there? Anything you weren't prepared for?
There's a couple. I actually really wanted them to run at IRP this year, or come up in 2023. I know that the trucks hit IRP, and it looks like they're going to hit the Milwaukee Mile as well. And I was hoping that Xfinity would join them at IRP. There was some talks of it happening, but nothing too crazy though. It looks like pretty much same schedules this year. Nothing too wild.
What's your favorite racing memory?
Probably my first Speed Weeks championship. I think it was 2019. Yeah, I'd say 2019 or 2020. My first championship down there for the World Series of Asphalt Stock Racing. Definitely my favorite memory.
And what car would be your dream ride?
As far as racing goes, it'd probably be a cup car, no doubt. I would say that definitely would be the dream ride for sure. And for the street, that's a tough one for the street. I'm a sucker for older cars, but I'd say probably like a newer Koenigsegg 1 or something like that. That would be something I really dream about.
With your next race being at Talladega, which has been known as a track where you never know who's going to win, do you think you have a chance of bringing the Spot On car to victory lane?
Yeah, there's definitely a potential. Hudson Speedway is actually going to be the primary sponsor for that race, but it is going to be a race that Spot On is obviously there with us some way, shape, or form. But yeah, I don't know. Talladega is a crazy race. You kind of just got to survive. So as long as we survive, I think we got a good piece.
What's your ultimate racing goal?
I think just to be successful, like in whatever platform I'm at, just to be successful. I think that's going to be pretty much my goal on any series or any platform I'm at. I think success is the end mark.
And my final question for you this evening: my listeners are interested in more information about you and your team. Where should they go?
You could head to DerekGriffithRacing.com or on Facebook, Derek Griffith Motorsports. Also, there's a Twitter account, Derek Griffith 12, and on Instagram, it's Recon Junior. So we got tons of information all online, very very easily accessible. And then if you want to see more about Sam Hunt Racing, just go to samhuntracing.com or follow them on Facebook, and they'll be sure to get any information they can over to you.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to thank you very much for coming on the show again tonight, and hope you have a great rest of the season, both in the NASCAR series and in the other series you're racing in. And we look forward to seeing how your career progresses, and hopefully you end up in victory lane a few times.
Appreciate it a ton. Awesome. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to being on again someday.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
You too.
Excuse me. Once again, that was Derek Griffith, who races for the Spot On team there in NASCAR Xfinity Series. He also does other racing as well. It's kind of neat to talk to him. He was great to have on the show last